Yeah, so this is our spoiler version of Star Wars, because obviously we saw it last... Well, we saw it... Well, no, when you get this... What the fuck? Yeah, so obviously this is our spoiler review of Star Wars, which we went to see last week, or today, because we're putting this up next week. Something like that, anyway. Yeah. So it is actually the day we saw Star Wars. Yes. We haven't changed, obviously.
No.
But this will be going up a week afterwards. So we thought we'd just a quick run through of, some of the...
Well, we talked about lots of things that maybe, we weren't quite 100% behind in the film, but it was very difficult to sort of talk about those things and like characters that showed up. But we didn't.
Away.
Yeah, we didn't want to give anything away.
Reviewing and not giving plots. That's why we don't review movies.
Yeah, so, but no, I think in Star Wars, people just don't want any spoilers. Not, absolutely understand. I wouldn't want any. So, where do we begin?
Where do we begin? It's a big one. It's 2.5 hours of spoilers.
It is. But yeah, well, let's start there with the plot and the length of the film. I think, if you've seen it, you know that if you think about it, there's not a lot happens really. No. It's set over a very short period of time, despite the length of the film. There's not a lot of planet hopping, shall we say, that normally quite often goes on, which is not a problem. But if you think about it, the Resistance ships are all basically, and the Force Order ships are all in the same place for the majority of the film.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't a problem. It's only when I thought about it, I thought, not a lot happened there really. I mean, obviously stuff does happen, but not. It's all in the same place, which is quite unusual for a Star Wars movie. Which I guess makes it a bit different, I suppose. So it wasn't. When I was watching it, I didn't think that. It was only afterwards when I reflected on it, I thought that was quite unusual. Obviously, Finn and Rose go off to that casino planet or whatever it was. I forget the name of it. That
odd moment.
Yeah, that's in the other review. I talked about the CGI, and I think the bit with the horses or whatever they were was a bit prequel-esque.
Yeah,
it seemed a bit over the top.
I didn't like that whole scene at all. I found that was a bit kind of out of place, and they could have done without that. It felt too much. Again, I had a problem. I have a problem with CGI at the best of times, and it just kind of felt. I don't know. Like you say, it felt a bit prequely, didn't it? A bit too much.
Plot-wise, I get it. Obviously they had to go and find this codebreaker person, and it was it sort of opened Finn's eyes to how far-reaching the First Order was, and just because this place looks lovely doesn't mean it's not filled with dirty money, so to speak.
No, obviously that scene I suppose felt the most. How do I put it? Kind of obviously because you had the children, the slave children, and the gambling, and obviously there's that nod to selling weapons to rich people selling weapons to the First Order. So there's that scene kind of was very reflective of our life.
A little bit
in reality, which I thought which is fine. That's cool to put that kind of stuff in. But I don't know. I found that. To me, when that scene came along, I was starting, because the film is so long, that was the only point in the film I was starting to kind of start clock watching just a little bit, because I thought I'm not in this scene as much. And although the actor playing Rose, I thought did it really well, I found her character a little bit off-putting at times. I don't mean that in a bad way. What do I mean by that? I don't know. I just felt. I think I really enjoyed in The Force Awakens. I really enjoyed the relationship between Finn and Rey. I thought those two together are just amazing.
Yeah.
And this just felt like, let's obviously
Rey's got her own thing to do.
There, so let's just bring another character in. And I don't know. I just didn't feel, because she obviously, and we are spoiling, so she obviously doesn't make through the entire film.
Well, I don't know, because they he's calling for a medic, doesn't he? And then we don't see her again.
No,
so whether she makes it or not, I don't know.
So I don't know. I was a bit kind of jarred with her character.
And also, she's like a mechanic or something. I can't remember what her role was.
Her sister's obviously
she's
linked to the beginning.
Yeah, but she says, "I spend my days behind pipes" or something. So I guess she's some sort of maintenance person, but then at the end she's flying a ship, which I guess maybe she can, but there was nothing before that to suggest that that's what she could do.
No,
she was a pilot.
I just felt like she was just kind of stuck in the film, and then suddenly given all this stuff to do, and it felt like a spare wheel. That's not a nice thing to say.
I guess it's a similar criticism that people put to Rey's character in Force Awakens, where she was suddenly able to do all this stuff. She could pilot a ship, and she could, fight with a lightsaber and use the Force without anyone telling her how to do any of these things.
Well, then maybe Rose is the last Jedi.
Maybe she is.
MacGuffin.
Yes, it's all a red herring. She's really the true whatever.
Yeah, the floaty.
Yeah,
the floaty layer.
Yeah. That was a bit weird.
I mean,
I get it. Obviously, she is with the Force, being a Skywalker child.
But as I said, we are. So if you don't know, or you probably do know, because if you're watching this, you would have seen the film. There's a moment where her ship blows up and Leia gets kind of chucked out into space, and then you think, "Oh, that's the moment they kill her off," because obviously she passed away. And then suddenly her hands move and her eyes open. She wakes up and then kind of glides back
uses
towards
the Force
the
to get back. Yeah,
and you're like, hang on a minute. Okay, I know that we are in a galaxy far, far, far away, but it is the same galaxy. It's the same universe, and human beings tend to implode on contact with the space.
Well, no, they freeze
or freeze.
Yeah,
some films they implode.
Do they?
Okay. Event Horizon, he imploded, didn't he?
I think that was for a different reason, though. I can't remember. Anyway. Maybe.
So, but yeah, I thought, what's going on here?
I could,
get her in.
Although,
but I have to say that feeling of passed quite quickly.
Yeah, it's a very short scene
because it's Star Wars.
I think the problem is, if Carrie Fisher was still alive, you would be like, oh my god, they're killing off Princess Leia. But because she did die, you're constantly thinking, oh, is this when they're going to kill her off? Is this when she's going to... Which is obviously not their fault and not Carrie Fisher's fault or anything, but you can't help but think that. Every time she's in a mild peril, because they're going, obviously they don't, if you've watched the film, they don't resolve it. They don't.
No, they don't.
She doesn't. She carries on, past the end of the film. So they're obviously going to have to
CGI her up next time.
I don't know.
Write her out.
Well, I think that's. I don't know. Whether they use deleted scenes from this one. Apparently, there's like another half an hour worth of footage. So whether there's stuff they can use, I don't know.
I mean, actually, if there's any negativity towards the film, that's possibly it. There's a couple of moments in the film that don't resolve them. I mean, I know there's another one to come, but they don't completely... I mean, there's like that one, and there's also the death of Snoke as well, which seems to be because...
Yeah.
Because he's a character, we don't know who he is.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's, who is he? But then they killed him off. So...
and
we still don't know.
Really.
So whether we will find out, I don't know. But that's a bit of a tease, really. And the same with Rey's parents. That was brought up several times, and then obviously at the end, Kylo Ren goes, "Oh, they were just junkers or whatever who just traded you for something."
Yeah.
So whether that is a red herring and it's not the truth, I don't know. I think there was rumours that she's a Kenobi somehow, or that she was related to Darth Sidious, the Emperor.
Okay.
But whether that's the case, who knows? But yeah, again, who Snoke is. I mean, there was rumours that he was, people guessing that he was Darth Plagueis, who's brought up by the Emperor in Revenge of the Sith.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, he was Darth Sidious's master, and he tells a story about him, and and he implies that he killed him in his sleep because he wanted to.
Was Revenge of the... So this is how invested in the Star Wars universe I'm not. Was Revenge of the Sith the last one?
That was episode 3, yeah.
Okay, because I didn't see the middle one.
No, it's probably not worth it.
Okay.
It's quite dull.
Okay, I just remember that one with that annoying scream from Darth Vader. No. And I thought, I give up. I can't do any more Star Wars. I've lost it.
Yeah, that was one of the characters I was a bit disappointed that we, like Rey's parents, kind of felt a bit, cheated, let's sort of say, that he's gone now, and will we ever find out who he was? Maybe, but does it matter anymore? Probably not.
No.
And considering he was supposed to be so powerful, and he displayed amazing force powers.
Yeah.
obviously maybe weren't quite as good as he thought he was.
He wasn't that powerful because he didn't see what was coming.
Well, no, exactly.
That was I thought it was a really cool scene.
But considering he could like join their minds across, who knows how many, light years or whatever,
he
couldn't see that Kylo Ren was moving the lightsaber right next to him. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, there's just little niggly things like that make it not quite as perfect as it, as some reviews might suggest that it is. I don't know, but and then I think a lot of characters do get killed off, don't they? So like,
there's quite a few.
Captain Phasma again. She had lots more to do. Well, I say lots. She had much more to do in this than in the Force Awakens. But she's quite a cool character, and apparently, it appears that she's been killed off.
She went into the fire.
She did. Well, she is wearing a chrome body armour, so
that's true.
You never know.
If they can bring Ripley back from falling in the fire, then
quite, yes.
They can bring anyone back.
Exactly. Well, they do. There's a history of cloning in Star Wars, so maybe they can just clone her.
There we go.
And obviously Luke is no more, but I mean, I'm guessing he's going to come back as a Force ghost. But again, when him and Kylo meet, on that planet, I thought, yes, we're going to have an awesome Jedi fight, but it didn't really happen. For obvious reason, because he wasn't really there.
And he's too old.
Well, yeah, but they didn't stop Christopher Lee, even though they, put his head on somebody else's body with CGI. Yeah. I think, I don't know. It was. I was kind of waiting for a bit of a fight with Luke. I mean, obviously he had a little bit of a fight with Rey, but not much to speak of, and it wasn't with lightsabers.
No, it wasn't really the whole. I guess it kind of would have been. But then again, you don't want to go too much like the original.
Well,
film.
No, exactly. Again, it's
kind of that expecting that Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we've been there and we've had it before.
Because when he turned his lightsaber off, I thought, are they really going to do that? Is he going to go and just swipe him and he's going to disappear? I thought, don't do that. No. And they didn't, so that's fine.
No.
But then he does disappear,
yes.
Which I don't know. I just because he was so great in it, I just wanted more Luke and not Ghost Luke.
No.
Alive Luke.
No.
But and what I did find quite off-putting when he did arrive on that planet, which I thought, where's he got a ship from? I suppose his X-wing was underwater, but how does an X-wing work if he's been underwater for who knows how many years? But obviously his hair's different, and he's put some Just for Men in his beard. So I was like, there's something not quite right, and I did kind of guess. Well, maybe.
I thought he looked thinner.
Maybe he just had less robes on. Yeah. So I don't think he put on weight and took it off.
So you guessed he was a hologram?
Well, I assumed that maybe he was, or he was a vision that Leia was seeing, or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But although everyone could see him, couldn't they? So I kind of guessed that was the case, because I thought he wouldn't have a haircut and, colour his beard just to come and fight Kylo Ren. So
he was trying to delay.
Oh, no, exactly.
So
but yeah, quite. I don't know why what the reason behind appearing like that was, because obviously that's how he looks in the flashbacks to when Kylo Ren was younger, but what the purpose of appearing like that was, whether it's so when we do find out in the film that he's a hologram, it's not like, you don't groan and think, oh, for God's sake, because obviously that's quite clearly signposted if you're paying attention that it's not quite right, which obviously that I noticed that, but I wasn't 100% sure why. And I was even thinking back to the film, thinking, did he definitely have a grey beard? Because I was doubting myself.
Or are you reading too much into it?
Probably. And how could we not mention Yoda?
I was about to say, we don't want to, not mention.
I wasn't expecting that, but when I saw his little pointy ears appear, I was like, oh yes.
Yeah, that was quite cool. And obviously, the great Frank Oz doing his voice. That was really cool to hear him again. It was. Because he must be getting on in. I'm not going to say that about him. It's not very nice.
What's the advance? When 900 years old you reach, look as good as Frank Oz, you will not. I don't think he's 900 years old. But there was a nice little cameo there. I wasn't totally sure whether it was CGI or puppet. No, it looked like a puppet, but whether it was CGI made to look like a puppet, I don't know. But I guess they were trying to obviously make him look like he did in Return of the Jedi.
I was quite convinced it was CGI, because again, there's my problem with CGI. I was like, why couldn't they just get the puppet out, just dust it off? I
think it's probably fallen apart by now. But no, I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see in the in the behind the scenes stuff whether I reckon it was a puppet, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So yeah, I think obviously we did the review without spoilers. We just wanted to cover some of the stuff that we skirted around before, like Yoda and who dies and who stuff like that, and a bit more detail on the plot. We just wanted to sort of process that, I think, and just talk about it.
Talk about that a little bit. Yeah. Exactly. And as before, if you like what you've seen or heard and seen, then give us a comment. We'd love to have a chat with you.
Discuss below.
Discuss away. Do. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching these. It's nearly the end of 2017. We've been doing this for about 4 months.
Yeah, about. Still going, just about.
Yeah, and we have a couple more. Yeah, there's one or two coming before the end of the year.
Yeah,
that you can enjoy as well.
Yeah. See you again soon.